talk about. You fighting the best fighter in the world. You better be taking it serious. That goes to show, how serious he's taking me and how much
Come on now, bro. All these pound for pound fighters are too scared to fight me. They need 200 million to do it.
I got 200 million for you.
I'm fighting Jake Paul.
Terence Crawford has completely flipped the script on Jake Paul's place in boxing. Once one of his loudest critics, Crawford is now considering stepping into the ring with him, especially if Gervonta Tank Davis officially drops out. He's made it clear that if everything lines up financially and contractually, he's ready to go. This is a big reversal from the days when Crawford saw Jake as a flashy outsider, cashing in on clout. Back then, he thought Paul represented the decay of true boxing, a YouTuber who bypassed years of sweat, bruises and hunger just to grab headlines and massive checks. Crawford often said Jake was turning a sacred sport into a sideshow act, mocking the tradition that legends built with blood and patience. Now, though, things are shifting fast in the world of prize fighting, where fame and opportunity often change opinions overnight.
They can punch with that right hand. Like, I seen him, up close in person. Like, dude is big. He's not as slow as people think he is, and he can punch. That's why a lot of people know, like, there's those times where, him and Tyson.
Crawford's tone has softened, and the respect he once refused to give is starting to creep in. During an appearance on Logan Paul's podcast, he openly admitted that his early judgment of Jake was off. He confessed, "At first, I was against it. I thought you two were using YouTube fame to exploit boxing, while real fighters struggled to make a living." Hearing that from a man who built his career on grit and technical mastery is huge. Crawford was once the face of anti-Jake's sentiment, but now he's showing maturity and humility by acknowledging he might have been wrong. It's not that he's forgotten what traditional boxing stands for, it's that he's finally seeing that Jake's commitment might be deeper than he assumed.
Because check this out. Tank ain't gonna lose this fight. Hell no. Hell no. Tank ain't losing this fight. Too many holes. Man, Jake don't have enough experience. Yeah, man, this gonna be taking candy from a baby. Jake is missing the rules. See, this what happened when you don't grow up in the game. When you don't grow up in the game, man, at a young age, this is what happens.
Crawford explained that his new perspective came from watching Jake actually train like a pro. Instead of just performing for the cameras, Jake was grinding like someone who genuinely respects the craft. Crawford said, after watching him put in the hours and seeing how focused he's become, "I realized he's truly improving." Those words carry weight because Crawford isn't easily impressed. He's a perfectionist, stow-defeated, strategic, and known for dissecting his opponents with surgeon-like precision. If a fighter like that says Jake is progressing, it's not flattery. It's an honest acknowledgement that Jake's effort is real. Crawford isn't saying Jake's elite yet, but he's recognizing that the man's evolution is undeniable.
Ryan Garcia fights for dazn, and Jake Paul fights on Netflix. I mean, that's pretty much the bottom line. Golden Boy has a contract with dazn. Ryan Garcia has a contract with Golden Boy. And that's just the way it is. I mean, this is business. Ryan Garcia's probably going to rant saying, "Oh, you're keeping me from making money and this and that and fighting." No, you have to go by the law, by the rules. You have a contract with dazn.
The turning point came when Crawford saw it live in Puerto Rico during Jake's fight against Ryan Borland. He was ringside, watching Jake land that knockout punch, and something clicked. "I was sitting there thinking this dude can actually hit," Crawford admitted later. It wasn't about who Jake fought that night. It was about how he fought. His timing, balance, and composure were signs of someone developing genuine ring IQ. Crawford saw a difference between a showman and a student of the sport, and that changed everything. He realized Jake wasn't pretending to be great overnight. He was learning step by step, just like every real fighter has two.
The influencer world would be the most lucrative thing for my career, and I think I was the only one who actually wanted to do it, and actually wanted to go all the way. And that's why I set the goal for myself early to become a world champion, set the bar extremely high. And
Crawford now believes Jake Paul isn't trying to leapfrog his way into greatness. He's building, improving, and respecting the process. Crawford said, "People want him to fight Usyk or Canelo already, but that's not how this game works. You've got to climb." Watching Jake live gave him a whole new respect for the kid's patience and discipline. For a man like Crawford, who earned every inch of his legacy through the grind, that respect doesn't come easy. And now, with Tank's fight hanging by a thread, Crawford sees an opening. The idea of stepping in feels both strategic and poetic, passing the torch from a legend of the old school to a disruptor of the new one.
Napping, all sorts of crazy stuff, guys. If this is true, I just talk about just fumbling the bag, one of the biggest financial opportunities of his career, and he's about to ruin it. It's being reported that Jake's team is offering Ryan Garcia as a replacement for a December fight.
Crawford once mocked the Jake versus Tank matchup, calling it flat out crazy. On paper, he was right. Jake is a 200-pound cruiserweight. Tank fights at lightweight 135 pounds. That's a 65-pound gulf. Yet Jake never flinched. In a Netflix interview, when told about Crawford's criticism, Jake didn't back down. "Yeah, it's a crazy fight," he said, "but it's two of America's biggest names. His skill and experience versus my size and power, that's what makes it 50-50ths. It was vintage Jake Paul, bold, unbothered, and fully committed to the spectacle. He knows controversy fuels interest. He leans into it like a pro marketer with gloves on."
Look at Tank. Now, if you know what you're looking at, the guy must be around 150 right now, 153, something like that. And you can really tell when he's sideways. When you look at him sideways and see the depth. See, from the front view, you can't really tell. But when he turns sideways, the guy is a wrecking ball. He's literally a baby rhino out